Welcome, everybody. This is Heartland Regional Spotters here for a Q&A on the weather for tomorrow. As you guys know, a lot of people, you guys are probably scared, nervous, have questions on your mind on how you want to do this. I completely understand. This is a time that we're going to try to answer everything possible. We aren't meteorologists, but here at Heartland Regional Spotters, we do everything we can to help you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, we would not be where we are today. And we want to take that opportunity to thank you guys for being such wonderful subscribers to our page on Facebook. Um, we will have other officers. If I didn't introduce myself, I'm sorry, guys. I'm Captain 9907. I am one of the officers at Heartland Regional Spotters. We will have a couple of other officers as well that will be in the chat, and they will take your questions as well. I will keep an eye out for them as well. It is now 9:39 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if, like I said, we're going to wait to see how many people come on. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes, and then I will get into it. All right, guys, I think I might just start just a little bit early since we do have some people already in here. Again, let me introduce myself. I am Captain 9907. I am one of the officers at Heartland Regional Spotters. Like I said, we will have other officers probably as well monitoring the chat, and I will also be paying attention. If there's any questions, please feel free to ask. There's no wrong question. As you can see here on the lower 48 of the pretty much across the nation, as you can see right here, which I will draw with my handy dandy uh, excuse me, mouse. Here, right here, not the best drawing. You'll have to excuse me for that, guys. That is the system that will be coming tomorrow. As you can see, is trying to come is coming out of the Rockies and the Four Corners. And as you can see, there is a low pressure also up in Canada with a large, and I mean large, dry line. The one thing I know is probably the question is, how bad is it going to be? Well, I'm going to show you some models. I am going to pull some up now for you guys. Let me stop this. You'll have to excuse some of the models if they don't come out right. It's because they're either running or when they ran, there's a glitch in it. It happens. Um, while I have you guys here, you're probably wondering what all these colors are. The yellows are special weather statements. They're not severe thunderstorm warnings or anything like that. The ones in the red that you see, which is like in Decatur, in Alabama, and down by Mobile, all those in the red are severe thunderstorm warnings. But this is not the latest. This was back starting at 5 o'clock this afternoon. This is what it looks like. It's clear. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to load up some of the models. We're going to go with the most popular, everyone wants to know, is which model would be good when it's this close. It's usually the high definition rapid refresh, or the HRRR, the triple R. It's very good. I have the first one that goes out 16 hours, but I also have the 48-hour one, which I think has been around for a little bit, not a lot. Now, we're going to let this load up. It goes out to, like I said, 48 hours, and I will kind of give you an idea what I think is going to happen. It's almost done. Models in this kind of state, guys, they usually take a little bit of time, but that's computers for you. You can't speed it up. Okay, we're going to take this, instead of actually looping it, we're going to do this frame by frame. So I can kind of give you play by play if I can. As you can see, this is where our system for tomorrow is. It's right in the four corners region. As this progresses, this is tomorrow at 5 a.m. It starts moving out. As you can see, this back system, which is the trough and the main player, because this will get sucked up and merge with this, as you will see as we progress. This little bit right here starts fading out. Look at the snow. I'm pretty sure the mountainous area will probably get maybe a foot or so of snow. And as it comes out, we have a low pressure system that builds right here. Now, as the models have been projecting, it's been on the right track. Here's what I think. This is at almost 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Okay? Let me do something here. Okay? This is where they say the storms are going to fire up and be at that time. I'll have to check, like I said, when the models run about 12 o'clock tonight or 1. I believe, this is just my opinion, I believe they're going to fire up a little sooner than that. And I think they're going to start firing up back here. As they fire back here, they are going to probably be traveling at least 60 or 70 miles an hour because of the fast-moving winds and the trough. As it continues, this is at almost 7 o'clock. As you can see, it's coming into Rolla and starting to enter into the close to St. Louis and all. Let me get in closer so I can give you guys a better description on some things. As you can see, this is pretty much what they would consider the main line, but looky here. This is what we need to watch, is where does these little cells, as you'll see it when I progress, they start building and building and building, and these are going to be individual discrete supercells. They are potentially going to be dangerous because there is enough shear in the atmosphere. The Cape keeps going up. Last time I checked, there are about 1,500 Cape will have to feed on. If this scenario happens, and guys, don't say, oh yeah, this is what's going to happen. Models are just giving an idea on where or in the general vicinity it could be. This stuff that you see here over Carbondale, down into Paducah, going into Union City, Tennessee, this stuff could be back here and still moving. It's just an idea. It's something to actually look upon. Now, as we continue, you can see more. You got the top line and you got this broken one. As you can see, there's still some that are discrete. Remind you, if they get into a line, it's most likely going to be wind damage with some spin up of tornadoes. But I believe there will be supercells tomorrow. If there is a tornado watch, there's a tornado watch which is called PDS tornado watch. What that stands for is particularly dangerous situation. I know that sounds scary. Do not panic. This is not time to panic. Okay, I know we've seen a lot of things out there with people telling you not to worry. They might be meteorologists or from another page, but us, we're going to warn you either way. And that's how we are here, because we want to try to straighten out any worries you have. We have all checked the models. All the models do show enough Cape, which is, like I said, potential energy for the storms. We have enough wind shear, which will start what we would consider rotation, which you need spin to actually get a tornado to form. The ingredients for that are there. Last time we checked, of course, we'll wait till the next latest one is about into the 900. That is what we call storm relative helicities. That's another part which actually will tell you how strong of a rotation it can be also. So, I know it sounds scary. It's not. We're going to try to break it down where you guys can understand. As you can see, another line forms in the back. When this one comes through, a back one forms. Now, this is at 12 in the morning on Saturday. All the models have come really in good agreement. So, right now, I would count on a lot supercells ahead of the system, and when the cold front comes through with the trough, that will bring the potential for the wind damage and spin up tornadoes. But I do believe there is, in the area from Springfield, Illinois, all the way to St. Louis, down to Dyersburg, Tennessee, all the way to Nashville, and around up, has the potential to see violent tornadoes. There's really nothing that I can see in the models whatsoever that is going to tear this thing apart. Nothing. It's not going to dissipate. We're hoping. We could all hope, right? But in this case, it's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Also, the other thing too, guys, is, let me finish this out. As you can see, again, we're at 1 o'clock. The line still looks like it's trying to form a back end, but it has cleared our western counties. And you can see the line forming right here, and it's in Evansville. And it will continue to proceed, as you can see, and dissipate, with possibly more coming up, as you can see. Now, since we showed you that, now we're going to show you pretty much what the helicities are. Let me find it, because this is pretty much what you need. One of the ingredients, many ingredients that we're going to need for the long track tornadoes, EF2 or higher. Again, remember, these things can change. Don't panic, please. All we ask of you guys is go over your severe weather plans. Go over it with your family, your friends. This is no time to panic, okay? We will be on tomorrow. I don't know about what time. Probably about around 4-ish, maybe. It just depends on the activity. I'm going to get with the rest of the officers and the chief and see what time we're going to need to come on. I will keep an eye on it. Like I said, we're all going to keep an eye on it. We have your backs. There's going to be, if you guys don't have, like, say, a cell phone, or you do, but you don't have a radar, we are going to stream live radar tomorrow, because we take this very seriously. As you can see, this is the at 10 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. Now, I know you're saying, oh, this is nothing. It's okay. We got nothing to worry about. Let me show you when I go frame by frame. The darker the color, remember, the higher the number is. And really to get just an EF2 or 3, you need 500. Sometimes a little less, but 500 at least. As I progress this along, you can see this is at 11 a.m. And we go into 12. Now, here's what I want you guys to watch. As I'm moving this, the color gets darker and darker, explodes, and this is at 6:15. Now, keep in mind when you guys watch this, this part, because when I show you guys where the trough is going to go and will most likely be, you'll see that this is going to match up with everything else we're going to show you. As you can see, again, it explodes. This is at 7:15 p.m. tomorrow. Now, let me reiterate, okay? If these storms start back on the Oklahoma-Missouri state line and does push, and they're supercells, discrete, which means they're not in a line, they're by themselves, they are all going to rotate. If all this follows those cells as it moves in conjunction with it, there can be a likelihood of significant tornado outbreak. I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's just my opinion for seeing the models. And as you're going to see, when I advance this, it explodes even more. Now, remember, this is almost 9 o'clock. And look, let me show you what that is. Now, this is up in Springfield. That just hit 1,000. That is scary, people. When you start seeing 1,000 like that, you're at, or in this case, I just saw 1,100, like 1,100. There we go. Almost 1,200. That is not good, folks, because that will probably, I don't even think I even want to even give you an idea on what that can do. The reason I bring this up here is because look what we have showing up right there. Almost 1,000 here. But let's continue and see if it gets darker. Because remember, folks, the National Weather Service has projected between 6 and 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. This is why it's very important. Because, as you see, as this is 9, almost 10 o'clock, it's still high. You can see that had gone away, but looky here. Look what's creeping up. Any of these storms follows any of this, we will have a problem. And then it pushes out 10:45, but look back here. If there's any back building after this goes through, which here you guys are probably saying, what do I see here besides this mess here? This, people, right here is what we would consider, and we will show you, it is called the bowling ball. It's also, the actual name is trough. But this is a bowling ball that is not, you do not want this in a situation like this. And I will continue to push it, and as you can see, it progresses badly. Let me show you, only because we don't get to see this, but in Dalton, Georgia, you have almost 1,500. If that changes and that gets up to us, then yes, we can be in major trouble as well. Now, let me get back to the radar here, because I know I gave you guys some ideas. I'm going to switch now to water vapor loop. Let me find a good one. That, well, this is not the one I'm going to use, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is the mid-levels. This is the mid-level water vapor loop that I want to actually show you, because this is, oops, give me a second, guys. It's loading up. It takes a little time. Um, this is what it looks now. Let me give you an idea. This is one system because the other one is so powerful, and as you can see, it's dipping, and it's dipping in a hurry. Some of this energy here is going to get sucked up with this, and it's going to travel to the southeast and then curve, go to the east, and then it's going to take a shot up to the northeast. This is the player for tomorrow. Plain and simple. This is, like I said, this is the mid-level, but this, you can even see how the winds are just racing just by watching this on radar. That, let me also remind you guys, the orange down here, the light orange and all, the lighter that gets or darker it gets, the more dry air there is. As you can see, there's moisture in this, which is cooling that mid-level altitude or mid-level atmosphere. That is not what we want to see if we want to be safe. Now I'm going to switch it to what really counts, which is, this is the lower level, guys. This is really, 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 I'm going to turn it over here so you guys can see. I'll move this out of the way. This is the, as you can see, it's coming in like a bow. This, guys, like I said before, is the main show. This is actually looking not good. And if we can, and how do we know this? I'm going to show you, because there's one model that does show all this, and it will help you guys understand, because if we do not show this, people are going to say, well, you're only using one model. We're not just picking any model to use. We're picking models that we believe are going to give us the best cover for you guys. So give me 1 second here. I'm looking for specifics because it's very important that we, okay, here's one of them. Here's the 500 absolute vortices. This is going to show you exactly where this player is going to be at and where it starts. I'm going to, this goes out to 60 hours. I'm going to pause it while this loads. I'm going to bring it back to the beginning. This, guys, as you can see, is where it will be at 10 o'clock, which is now. As you can see, it's a little bit behind the trough, which is, we'll have to see how the models go when the rest of them runs. But, yeah. Yes, we definitely want everyone prepared. That's what our job is, to try to keep you guys safe. Like I said, we are not meteorologists, but we will give you our opinions. Okay. 800 millibars. Actually, no, sorry, 500. That's in the upper atmosphere. That's pretty much where a lot of people look. That's where most of the jet streaks and stuff starts showing. Now, as you guys will see, I want you to keep an eye right here and this little bit here, because it's going to, you're going to see this comes out and ejects out into the plains and up toward the northeast. The one behind it, which is the main player, is coming already into like literally a bow and an arrow. And you will see this showing up right when I advance this. As you can see, this, folks, there's just really no words to describe it. As you're going to see, it gets, the further it goes, and I mean, this is what we consider as a bowling ball. Because as you can see, it gets worse and worse. And this is, guys, at 9:40, no, almost 10 o'clock. This, as you can see, this is obviously the upper atmosphere. That's not good because that will start spinning majorly. You will pretty much, I'm even speechless because even the officers, because this is like the brand new run, are watching this and probably saying, oh no, yes, this has changed from last night that one of the officers and I has seen. This, folks, can turn into a very nasty. Now, this is a secondary. That was not shown in the other. Why? Look at the dip right there. This is the low pressure. This is the jet right here. That is pushing this bowling ball out, which right here are the wind speeds. I would guess up there it could be pushing about 100 knots. So you're wondering, if it's blowing up that high up there, what will make it to the ground? I'm glad you asked. I am going to also show you. Give me a second here and I will give you guys, if I can find it. Because there is a special one that I'm trying. It's this right here. Here's the 850, okay? 850 is about, if I had to guess, is about maybe 1,500, 2,000 feet up, okay? I'm going to pause this because we want this. With everything coming together, now we're looking closer to the surface. We're not there at the surface yet. But 850 millibars is going to be pretty close enough to there. And I'm going to show you why this one is very important. Give it a few minutes to load up. We're at 50 hours right now on this to load up. It's almost finished, and then I will do frame by frame. Hopefully we're giving you guys good ideas. So let me show you something here. Okay. As you can see, I'm literally advancing this to, this is 10 o'clock in the morning, not in the afternoon or evening. Now we're getting into the afternoon hours. Pay attention, again, guys. Pay attention. This is almost pretty much the exact track as the 500 millibar one. As you can see, now this, folks, this is at 9:50, almost 10 o'clock. I want to push this back just a tad, okay? This is at almost 9 o'clock right here. And let me zoom it in because This, oh, this can be, no, this can be bad, folks, okay? It still has the bowling ball. If this literally happens, we could be looking at speeds 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. This is pushing the storms on top of enhancing any supercells, discrete supercells, or the line. We will check, obviously, in the morning with this. But, folks, this is not real good at all. This is, like I said, this is the 850 millibar. This can be, I have a feeling, not going to be a good situation tomorrow. Let me see. We're going to change this again. Let me back out and clear this. And then I'll go to the basic real quick, because I think this will give you guys really an idea on pretty much how everything is showing. As you guys saw, the models that we did show, and we'll show more, but those there are, oh yes, one more thing. The most important thing of all, and I completely forgot, sorry guys, is going to be, everyone's asking about dew points. I'm going to show you, unfortunately, what the dew points are going to look like in that hour. Mind you, I know you've heard rumors and people saying, don't worry, this is going to be nothing. And something you really want to mess with. If I sound repetitive, it's because we want to make sure you guys understand. Really, we don't want to see anybody get hurt. None of the officers do. We're going to do everything we can. We're going to be out there. Like I said, I'm going to find out when. I'm going to talk to the other officers and get an idea. I'm going to be watching radar tonight and tomorrow, starting early. You guys are going to be covered, okay? Now, you guys, like I said, you've heard people say, hey, this thing is going to be a bust. No, there's not enough moisture. Let me show you some proof of this, okay? Now, I'm going to do this frame by frame. We are at, hold on. Okay, here we go. Now, I want you guys to pay attention. This is what it looks like now. Now, people, I know they said, hey, there's not going to be anything around here, dew point or not. Wrong. Because look at we're actually at 50. You need, for a severe thunderstorm, you need at least 55. Anything more than that is what we call extra, which it can feel on, okay? Now, I'm going to put this in motion, and really, guys, this is something you want to pay attention to. As you can see, as I'm moving, now pay attention to obviously where we're at, but also to, please pay close attention to your left of your screen and what will be coming out. That is going to be the trough. Now watch it come in as a bowling ball as we progress. This, ladies and gentlemen, okay, is at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Okay? Dew points are already past what we need for a severe storm. Let me continue. This, as you can see, it continues. Now watch. Here it comes right here, people. It's over in the Wichita now area. It's going to come diving, and you're going to see all this moisture get pulled in. as I advance this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. There is your spin. This is at 12:15 Saturday. But wait, let's back it up. This is at 7, people. And this is why we say don't always listen to people. You need to have the facts. We try to go ahead and let you guys know ahead of time if we can. But we will show you proof, like we are now, that yes, moisture is being pulled up. Models are in good agreement of this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking 63 dew points, almost 64 at 7:30 as this stuff is going. That is not good, ladies and gentlemen, at all. And as this progresses, almost 9, look at there. We still, again, have dew points in the 60s. So, obviously, models can change and all, but they are getting better and better agreement. So, if you see any other people out there that say this is going to be nothing, there is no energy, or in this case, moisture, you can see it right here, folks, with your eyes, which is dew points. And dew points are moisture. You have to have, like I said, 55 at least for a severe thunderstorm. We are in the 60s, even going, yeah, we're in the 60s. And look how, I know we're talking lower, but here's the scary part, ladies and gentlemen. It's pulling almost 70 down here. If, ladies and gentlemen, it slows down and it gets pulled up even more, I can see a horrific possible outbreak, not only with tornadoes, but with the multi-vortex ones that you see that's always in the plains, like Oklahoma and Texas. We are trying to keep this as good as we can. So, I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know I probably sound like a broken record. I'm going to go over some other stuff real quick, and then we'll cut you guys loose. We wanted to show you ourselves that, yes, this has been what we have been saying, and we are not meteorologists. We don't claim to be. We don't act like we're trying to be. We're not. We're just giving you our own observation and our opinion. The next thing you guys are probably going to want to know is gusts. And I'm going to show you that right now, real quick. And this is the wind gust, and I'll load it up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, probably watching or having, if you guys have a computer or phone, you probably got an alert saying we are under a wind advisory. We are starting tomorrow. The models we've been showing you are not from just one model. We've been bouncing off back and forth. The reason some of them might look like the same model is because they have the ones we want to show you that the other models actually don't have, like the 850 millibar absolute vortices. Only some models have that, and that's why we wanted to show you that. Now, let me show you guys. This is 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, as you can see, walls were all down in the Four Corners area and parts of Texas it's blown up with gusts. If you guys want me to, I'll show you. We're talking 60, almost 70. Um, Hold on, guys. If it messes up, I hope not, but I knew it was going to do that. Sorry, guys. I'm going to advance this, and I'm going to get this to. This is 12 p.m., people. Almost 1 o'clock. And we're already at 36 mile per hour wind gust. But look what's down still in Texas. This, ladies and gentlemen, is just crazy. Having gusts, this is not what has anything to do with storm related, as in these are non thunderstorm wind gusts. This is not including what severe weather could actually bring. This is why we tell you guys, please, please stick with us. Obviously, watch your meteorologist, but on TV, like KFES 12, any of them, please. I mean, they're the meteorologists, but we're going to give you the best information, like I said, we can. As you can see, this is 4 p.m. Now, this is where I think, because we got the wind gusts, I think, honestly, this can be big. Because this, if some people keep saying there's a cap, I have watched a couple of NWS, which is National Weather Services. They have not said anything about a cap. So please bear that in mind. As we progress, the darker the color, or brighter the color in this case, now we're looking at almost 50 miles an hour, and now we're at 5 o'clock. Okay, now remember, I showed you guys what it would look like at the 500 millibar one. That wind is probably going to be blowing 100, 150 knots, let's just say, okay? That's got to trickle down. This gust, people, that you're seeing is going to be surface, okay? So whatever is blowing up on the 500 millibar, which is up, way up there where the aircraft fly and all, it's got to come down to the ground. And this is why we have this. And this is why we're stressing this so bad. Here we go, folks. This is at 7, almost 8 o'clock. You're now talking we're talking about 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Folks, this is not going to be a pretty sight. And please heed the warnings, because we are going to make sure we're streaming to keep you guys safe. Now, I know, let me get in closer, because I know this is one of the things the other officers and I have talked about, and this is where it's can be a little tricky when it comes to the wind gusts. But if you watch very carefully, this is almost 60. As we continue, oh my gosh, now we're looking at 10 o'clock, people, and look at it. If you realize everything we've showed you so far has traveled either on 13 in southern Illinois, or it's made a line and traveled from St. Louis down and pushing east. Folks, if this happens here, just remember, if it's 60 mile per hour here, guys, on the ground, what is it going to be the further up you go? That's why we are stressing. We're not going to lie to you. There is a very good chance of violent tornadoes. There's also a good chance that we can actually have a high risk put out. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, folks. Okay? I'm just going by our view, and especially my view. on everything. And look, we're talking almost 60. I mean, this, folks, if it continues, and I'll continue it. I mean, El Dorado, Harrisburg, Carmi. I mean, these are just some of the towns that are. I mean, there's a lot of towns. I couldn't even tell you. Probably maybe say 500,000 or more people are going to be affected just here. And you know, yeah, with this kind of wind speed, folks, this is not. This is no joke. Okay, that's why we're stressing it. So I know it's probably late, guys. You guys probably have work. A lot of you do. Look, if you have any questions, you're on Facebook. We are on Facebook. Look us up at Heartland Regional Spotters. Hit that like button on here. Please, guys, if you want, we're not going to push you. We're not going to, I mean, if you want to stay informed, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. We will be with you guys tomorrow. Like I said, look for us probably about 3 or 4. It's going to be when the storms pop and we start getting warnings out to the west. But because they're going to be moving so fast, we might start a little early. But that's something I'm going to have to talk with our officers and the chief. So let me say again, on behalf of us at Heartland Regional Spotters, thank you for joining us, and we hope you guys have a blessed night.